Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to start off this video by extending a formal apology to the Breadtube community. I know I've made a lot of videos making fun of these guys, patronizing them, mocking them.
Come on, DJ Muel. Maybe Sophie from Mars knows a polycule that you can join.
I'm definite that they do. Wait, no way. What is this? But I honestly feel like looking back, I've made a major mistake, and so I hope that this video will serve as an apology to the Breadtube communism community so that I can really communicate how much I'm looking forward to the anarchist revolution as I join you guys in your endeavors. Dude, I'm sorry, I can't watch this guy. I tried my best. So please enjoy my formal statement on the matter. We have a bit of a Breadtube situation to look into, okay? DJ Muel, Breadtube's biggest failure is this video from Liquid Sonic. Now, I don't know a lot about DJ Muel apart from the fact that he looks like King Cobra. I really know nothing else about him. I feel like I've seen him in thumbnails before, but I really don't know anything about him. Supposedly, he's made some kind of hit piece about different streamers. He's a video essayist. He's got 7,600 subscribers, so pretty big channel. You can see his most popular video is Xanderhal is not your ally, okay? Did he really escape the alt-right? He's calling out Xanderhal. Vosch is not your ally, okay? Why kink belongs at Pride? There are white supremacists in your Twitch chat, so he's calling a lot of people out. He's making some good points, okay? He's having conversations with Thought Slime and this individual here. I'm not sure who this is. Sophie from Mars, they call themselves. So I'm excited to see what's going on with him and how based he is, basically. Is this real? Just ordered herpes meds off the internet? Is that a real post? Is this a real TikTok? Herpes meds? Isn't herpes like incurable or something?
DJ Muel is a Breadtube video essayist, a live streamer, and one host of the Red Planet podcast. And I believe him to be one of the most
The Red Planet podcast? Dude, this has to be a disgusting nightmare blunt rotation. The Red Planet podcast. Is this it? No, dude. What a horrible visage. This guy have a tattoo on top of his head to replace his hair?
Kind of invention, like the
Conquest of Dread, he, him. DJ Muel, he, him. And Sophie from Mars, she, her. These are your... This is your political podcast speaking. 393 views. We're calling out the right. We've got Nick Bano here as well. We've got a very good panel of people here that I feel like are, you know, really calling into question the powers that be. And saying a lot. Saying they say the thing is they say very little, but in saying very little they say so much.
Intentionally funny creators on this platform. So I thought it would be nice to have a look through his content, showcasing some of the high and low points of his career. And for an introduction to DJ Muel, let's look at his first video.
Dominic DeFranco, you're asking me to look at the Honey video by Megalag. You're really behind, dude. You're really behind.
Does subscribe to PewDiePie mean?
I'm close to leveling up and securing the existence of our people and the... God damn it, no!
People are getting up in arms about PewDiePie shifting content, but don't fear, this is the guy that's gonna come and sort it all out.
This is a man who's had to apologize for using the N-word. If we look into that a little bit, what kind of person would use the N-word?
Okay, N-word.
What kind of person would use the N-word, chat? What kind of person would use the N-word? I think we all know. A freaking racist, dude. Including black people, by the way. If a black person uses the N-word, that's also racist. A bunch of people in my chat saying me. You're all saying me? I didn't know I had a chat of racists, dude. I didn't know I had a chat of disgusting racists who engage in this kind of behavior. This is gross, dude. This is gross. I've never said the N-word, so I don't even like referencing it, frankly. I'm only doing it here in context because I have to. I don't even like saying the N-word. I prefer to say November. I prefer to say November is sort of a code word because I don't want to embolden racists in my chat to talk about the N-word and they'll be like, oh, it's funny to say it, it's based, it's cool to tell edgy jokes. Don't agree with that. Don't agree with that whatsoever. So I'm hoping that at some point we get enough people on YouTube calling that kind of behavior out and just pointing out how disgusting it is. I don't know if we're gonna get to that point, but yeah, I feel like we need to stop saying the N-word and maybe just start saying it.
Word discussion. DJ Muel coming in with the big topics.
If it's something that this person says quite frequently, it probably gives you the idea. You could probably put two and two together there that they don't really care about the struggle of the black man.
Dude, this clip is fire. The way he raises his eyebrow, the way he does like the Rock, like, dude, I need a Vine Thud sound effect for this. For those who are listening, you'll have to pull up the visual here, all right? Because you're gonna want to see the way that this guy says this. Okay, I got the Vine Thud ready. Here we go.
They don't really care about the struggle of the black man, right?
the little raised eyebrow.
That's awesome, dude. The raised eyebrow is Kino. It's Kino. Now, I will say, I know this guy has, he's kind of changed his look now. He has a bigger beard. To be honest, I think he looked better here. I think this is good. He looked kind of like an insane person, but I think it was good. He looked a little bit schizo. It was kind of a good look. I don't really like this new look he's got with like this long, flowy sort of beard. I feel like it's not really working for me personally. Why does every Breadtuber look sweaty when live streaming? They have a little sheen to their skin. Jake Doolittle, Saul Khan, etc. Dude, I'm guilty of that too, though, to be honest. I was looking at some of the old live stream clips on this channel, and I was like, why do I look like I'm shiny?
Oh, but it's not just DJ Muel that's going to fix the internet. These guys are going to help him.
If you haven't watched people like H-Bomber Guy, Sean, PhilosophyTube, ContraPoints, there are many more, and I'll link them in the description below.
It's a bit sad seeing him shout these people out, because you can really tell he wants to rise up to their ranks and be...
Dude, I had this horrible comment on one of my videos. I typically don't read comments, but anytime you talk about some Breadtube type guys or mention H-Bomber Guy, you're going to get... To be clear, H-Bomber Guy, I'm pretty sure he's made good videos. I was watching a Fallout 4 video he made not that long ago. Or maybe, no, Fallout New Vegas. It was a good video. But when you talk about H-Bomber Guy in any respect, the Glazers are absolutely insane. I had some comments on this video that were like, one in particular really stood out to me. It was like, H-Bomber Guy isn't a video essayist. He's a video dissertationist, and an amazing one at that. I understand your general dissatisfaction with these other YouTubers, but I would hate for them to be able to take away from the reputation that H-Bomber Guy has built as an educator, as a spokesperson, and as somebody who clearly has gone above the name video essayist. Okay, he does dissertations, and I was just like, dude, what a pretentious loser. He makes video essays. Okay, he makes video essays. It's fine. Saul Khan, these nuts, by the way. True, dude. Dude, okay, in chat, you're talking about Nosferatu. I didn't know a lot about Nosferatu. I knew it was a vampire movie, but I thought I didn't think it was like a super scary movie or that it was super perverted or anything. So I was like, you know, I was like, hey, mom, dad, my brother, okay, listen, I'll take you guys out to dinner and a movie. Okay, it'll be a fun little family outing. And I picked Nosferatu. That was a bad idea. Do not watch Nosferatu with your Gen X 50-year-old parents. Bad idea, dude. Bad idea. The movie literally opens with her like being like Nosferatu, and him being like, bah! Like, and it just gets worse as it goes on, dude. Is there nudity? A lot. There's nudity. There's like vampire sex, dude. It's not a movie to watch with your family. And his vampire, you literally see him completely naked with his vampire out. It's not a movie to see with your family. It's not. Video essayists are basically veterans. No, video essayists are far above veterans. Veterans serve in the war on terror while killing innocent civilians. Video essayists don't kill any innocent civilians, and not only that, they make videos that explain the horror that goes on in war and why Fallout is a good game series. So video essayists go above and beyond veterans. We need a new terminology for them. I think video dissertationist could work. Maybe video veteran could work, something like that.
Be friends with these types of people, but unfortunately he gets relegated to Sophie from Mars and Bad Bunny, and I don't know what he did to deserve that punishment. There is a silver lining though. Maybe he dodged a bullet with PhilosophyTube.
And I'm not doing the generic thing. I'm not calling...
To be clear, what he's referencing there is there was this wide-reaching conspiracy that PhilosophyTube essentially became trans as a response to ContraPoints like breaking up with them and them having like an obsession with ContraPoints. ContraPoints has even posted about it and alluded to it being true. In one tweet they made at one point in time, they basically were like, "Isn't it so weird when your ex or whatever completely steals your identity and becomes trans just so that they can like skinwalk you basically for years?" So that's what's being talked about there with PhilosophyTube and ContraPoints. It seems to be kind of what started as like kind of a baseless conspiracy on a 4chan board. And then people started finding evidence that actually seemed to fit in with it, which is pretty interesting. So that is what's being referenced there.
Out PewDiePie, and what I'm doing with this video is I'm calling out PewDiePie.
Yeah, see, this video is awfully thought out, but you know, it's his first time, okay guys? It's only going to get better from here. And now we've got his shortly lived series, Convos with Comrades, with guests Sophie from Mars.
Bro, what is that Shoe on Head post about, like, if Lenin or Marx woke up and they saw, like, what their movement had become, about him rolling over in his grave? There's this one really, Karl Marx is rising from the grave, finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers who think being healthy is fascism and can't even own guns because they will kill themselves. I feel like Shoe on Head was she was pulling on some kind of thread that's very interesting with that tweet.
Thought Slime and Professor Flowers. If that lineup doesn't put a little twinkle in your step, I don't know what will. We're going to start with the Sophie from Mars episode, and they're reviewing fascist memes.
We've decoded everything going on in this meme.
And
Thank God you're analyzing this meme, dude, okay? We've got the Bugman Fantasy Pack here. This guy is literally me, by the way. This guy is literally me in like 1 year. He's got his Marvel hat. He's got his Star Wars episode Dookie, okay? Shirt. We've got Bug Burgers, delicious. Pod Living. I live in a pod personally. We've got Amazon Home Delivery, day-to-day fleshlight delivery. E-Thought Collector's Edition Snot Paper. Obligatory Nintendo Switch. I think this is clearly a fascist meme, and not only that, I'm very thankful that DJ Muel and, what is this person's name? Sophie from Mars. I'm glad that they're debunking this. They're debunking this meme, okay? I think Philosophy Tube also stole her drip and swag, slimy as hell, to be honest. Philosophy Tube gives off horrible vibes. Also, early Thomas stream. It was a bit of an early stream. Yeah, I think at one point I was thinking about making a video about that. I had some document prepared called the Philosophy Tube Schizo Rabbit Hole, and there's a whole list of sources I have for it that I got from a Turkey Tom collaborator. Individual, and there's one particular tweet that ContraPoints made, which I think the screenshot's been deleted. Let me see if I can find it now, because it's not archived on my end. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, here we go. So this tweet says, "Look, I get the pain of being a trans woman who realizes that her boyfriend wants to be her. I really do. But on the bright side, at least your ex didn't also ditto your entire YouTube career. That would be so awkward, haha." Now this tweet was deleted, but they got a lot of backlash at the same time from some people who didn't like their post. But this is a conspiracy that seems to have at least some legs to it, as far as the idea, at least, that ContraPoints believes this to be the case. Now, whether or not it's actually the case remains to be seen, I think. But, for you know, I'm not the most educated person on this, so there might be some other, the internet historian type guy. Not the internet historian, but just a general internet archiving historian who has put together all the pieces. But I don't have it all. Now, what I will be putting the pieces together on, I see a few people in chat talking about Legos, okay? And my soyness. And I have to bring attention to something. Ladies and gentlemen, you may notice something back there in the background of the stream, okay? I said it would happen, and it did happen. This, boys and girls, is the Lego Daily Bugle, okay? You see here, very large Lego set. One of the more expensive ones I've ever purchased, maybe the most. I think the only Lego set I've ever purchased that might be more expensive than this one is the Castle set, which is like $400. Okay, here we have all the minifigures. You can see there's a wide collection, a wide swath of figures here, okay? So I'll probably be building this coming weekend. And the reason for that is that I won't be able to work as much because tomorrow I'm getting my wisdom teeth removed. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be pufferfish mode. Maybe I'll post a selfie depending on how up it is. I feel like the more up it is, the funnier. But I will be building the Lego Spider-Man set at some point. Maybe I'll build it on stream. Maybe I'll build it when maybe I'll build it when I'm on the Galaxy Gas. Okay, we'll see what happens, but that is essentially the situation here, which is why tomorrow I won't be streaming because I'll be liable to say something horrible on a live stream if I'm on the gas while live. Is the Green Gobbler in the set? The Green Gobbler is in the set and he is gobbling actively.
Also, that you've got the standard aphobia there as well. Day-to-day fleshlight delivery, insinuating that never getting laid is bad, and
Absolutely.
that kind of thing.
You know what we're going to gather from that, and it is not nice to hear. Later on, they also bring up the fascist demonized beating off. This
Thank you, Source. I'm glad you like the bowl cut.
picture they're painting of themselves, a lack of physical contact, lonely in their communist goon cave, is flat out depressing. Come on, DJ Muel. Maybe Sophie from Mars knows a polycule that you can join.
I mean, I do understand that, there probably are some fashy guys who are pushing memes like this. I'm sure there is some overlap with that. But at the same time, like, I don't think you can deny that, probably using a fleshlight every day instead of just having sex is probably a bad thing. Being a complete, total, degenerate media consumer who never makes anything and only consumes other media, never contributes to society, probably a bad thing if the only thing you're looking forward to in life is Star Wars movies, okay? Weed, not necessarily a horrible thing, but generally speaking, I will say that a lot of people are, in denial about some of the negative effects that can come to your life because of marijuana. Bug burgers, I mean, I don't know anything about that. I don't know much about the bug burger allegations. But I will say that Gamer Sups, they do sell some gamer snacks, and listed in the ingredients is literally cricket protein. So I guess I'm a part of this situation now. What about the Lego garbage truck? Don't care about that. Thanks for being live while I get ready for work. No problem, bro. Just put pre-workout in my pink Whitney, ready to start the workday. Good luck, bro.
Delivery, insinuating that never getting laid is bad, and
Insinuating that never getting laid is bad. It is bad. It is a bad thing. You probably shouldn't be ruthlessly mocked for it at all times. There are a lot of circumstances that can lead to that, but I mean, I don't really understand Not getting laid is probably a bad thing. Having a healthy sex life is like on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's probably good to be having sex if you can. Hey, Tom, do you have a creator cup? I do not.
That kind of thing.
You know what we're going to gather from that, and it is not nice to hear. Later on, they also bring up that fascists demonize beating off. This picture they're painting of themselves, a lack of physical contact, lonely in their communist goon cave, is flat out depressing. Come on, DJ Muel. Maybe Sophie from Mars knows a polycule that you can join.
I'm definite that they do. Wait, no way. What is this?
You we're talking about.
I think at some point we should mention that we're a polycule triad.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to mention that, to be honest. I think we all knew. I took one look and I knew. Tenacious Unicorn Ranch. Z is beautiful, dude. Look at that. I mean, look at this group of people. You've got Kira Chats. I would suspect that Bad Bunny probably secretly hates these people. Okay, and she's just using them for money based on her old racist DMs leaking. I would suspect that she hates them, is using them for money. Sophie from Mars, she's probably in on whatever this polykill thing is. She's probably chill with it. DJ Muel, he probably just wants to f him. And they're ravenous, dude. They are absolutely ravenous. And if you think this is a bad thing, then you're the weird guy.
We are that as well.
Not
I'm
everyone on
shocked
the
it wasn't apparent already.
They look like I covered a polyamorous couple on my channel at one point. What are they called? Poppy and Xena. They look like Poppy and Xena quite a bit, I would say. This thumbnail right here, YouTube's degenerate furry therapist. This kind of situation is kind of, I feel like I'm being screamed at from this. It's kind of the same thing going on, okay?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we are.
Based, though. Extremely based.
Very.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely based. Yeah, dude. Based, dude. You guys all spurting your Matrix goon juice all over each other all day, all right? Based. Based, dude. That's so cool. That's awesome.
Look at this face. The thought of 3 beautiful women. Mule can barely even imagine it.
Look at his swag, too, dude, with like the beard, the shaved head, the chain, the little furry coat. What a badass look, dude. This is how you should be dressing. This is why you can't put effort into your appearance, because you might end up looking like this, okay? You need to just not try. Let it be known. You need to not try. You need to have no swag, because you could end up unswag.
Let's move on from that, though. Mule's got something to say that you might not be too surprised by.
Maybe I've just smoked a lot of weed and had too much time on my hands, which is probably the right answer.
Dude, put the bong down. That is not going to help your life. And literally right afterwards, Sophie from Mars says that most of her worldview was all founded on one night of drug-induced delusions.
I mean, frankly, a lot of my thoughts did come from one evening when I was particularly f***ed up.
Yeah, yeah.
For my part,
And that's a good thing? You're saying that your ideology and feelings in the world were informed by a night when you were under the influence of psychoactive drugs, and that's a good thing somehow? That's a good thing? Really? Is it? Dude, this reminds me of like I saw like Ethan Is Online one time tweeted. They were like, "Oh, this edible ain't." So they were, indulging in some kind of drug use, and then the next day, not that weed is a super serious drug, but they were, it is a drug, and then like the next day they like quote tweeted themselves and they were like, "I'm a girl now," and I was like, bruh, what's going on? What's going on here?
I believe that Marxist-Leninism and anarchism are both vital structures, differently shaped structures of leftism that will help to bring about world communism.
Yeah.
Right?
The only other particular thing of
Dude, these people think that they're going to bring about world communism. How cool is that? These guys streaming to like 20 people, reviewing chud memes from Reddit. They think that they are going to bring about the communist revolution. Like, they genuinely believe that. They, and like hand in hand with H Bomber Guy. I wonder how H Bomber Guy feels about these people. Well, he probably doesn't think about them, but if he did, I'm curious what his thoughts would be, given that they look up to him so much. But they personally are going to bring about the revolution, dude. All right? They're doing it. You guys in chat, what the f*** are you doing? You're watching YouTube drama videos? They're bringing about the communist revolution. So, I mean, you can shit on them all you want, but, I mean, what does that say about you versus them?
Interest to note is that this isn't really a conversation. This is a lecture from Sophie that Mule just sits there and agrees with, almost as if Sophie likes to establish dominant roles in relationships. Huh. The next episode...
What was that post?
...to establish dominant roles in...
So is there some kind of allegation here? Some kind of allegation? I've never seen this. I don't know if any of this is real. Sophie from Mars McAllister is a danger to other trans women. Uh-oh. We are a group of trans women who have been harmed by Sophie. Some of us have dated and been in relationships with her. Many others have hooked up with her. She has been abusive, controlling, indifferent to our consent or its absence, and catastrophically selfish. Some of us have been permanently physically scarred. Permanently physically scarred. Okay, that's a huge claim. I wish Liquid Sonic wasn't so flippant with showing this. I wish we had some kind of in-depth, deep dive information on this. Some of us have had drugs pressured on us. All of us have been left seriously hurt, both emotionally and physically. We believe this represents a pattern of calculated, intentional abuse by Sophie, and that there are many more people she may have harmed. We're publicizing this because the Whisper Network was not enough to protect us. If Sophie had a reputation for being unsafe, we did not hear about it or gave her the benefit of the doubt. We believe that the safety of the community, she must be linked to concrete, tangible harms. As trans women, we neither trust nor want the authorities to be involved in this case. An institutionally transphobic system of criminal justice has no business here. But before we go any further, a message from me. If you like these videos and you want to see more of them, then become a member on the channel. For just $5 a month, you get access to the full stream VODs after they're live, so you can enjoy extra content from the live streams and watch them all in one go, rather than having to wait for them to be clipped and put on the channel. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Back to the video. Guys, I'm accusing someone of rape. I don't want the cops involved because they institutionally oppress us or something. It's like, oh, here we go again. All right. We would not wish it on our worst enemy. It would make us all feel less safe. We ask that everyone respect our wishes on this. Whatever follows this and however Sophie chooses to respond, any process of accountability and who participates in it is an individual decision rather than a collective one. The one other thing we can confidently say we all share in feeling is that Sophie's actions must be known about so they can never happen again. All right, guys. Well, I'm glad this is being talked about, but do not talk to the cops whatsoever. Do not check the cops whatsoever. When is the merch going to restock? We're only restocking 2 items, but it'll be the original t-shirt and the hat, but it'll be a few months probably, so you're going to have to wait a little bit. The manufacturers take quite a while. They're kind of owning me right now.
Relationships. Huh. The next episode, Sophie's here again, you know, dominating the stage, and they're also joined by Thought Slime.
Yeah, how you literally transcend the human form and learn things from the font of creation that no one has ever even touched.
You'll find the secret truth behind every corner and witness the universe at its most beautiful, that kind of things, yeah.
And this is going to be like a communist.
So these people are all like psychedelic users. Even Thought Slime seems confused by this. He seems perplexed. He's like, you know, this is my boy, my doppelganger here, right? My Breadtube doppelganger. Even he is a little bit like, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's exactly the case. What, do they all look like that? Like what? Handsome, beautiful, you phobe? They look good, dude. They look good. You know, I'm not going to do what I normally do here, which is make fun of all drug users and say that they're, because I would be somewhat of a hypocrite if I did that, because I have engaged in substances during my life at certain points. But what I will say is that if you think that you're going to have like the most important revelations of your life while under the influence, you're probably wrong. You're probably wrong. You're probably full of shit. And I don't think that you're going to find the secrets of the universe while on a acid trip, to be honest. I don't think that's going to be the most revealing thing for you.
In this Joe Rogan episode, and I don't know if I'm going to get through it. Now, I can put up with a lot, but I think we might have to establish a boundary that Mildred is banned from this channel. We're moving on to Professor Flowers, which has many rage bait moments, but nothing too funny. But there is a pattern in DJ Muel's work that I've noticed. The pattern that I want to establish here is DJ Muel starts very much like a female content creator that he views has been slighted by a popular male content creator, which makes him feel the need to correct the record and protect his female friend.
Is this guy bothering you? Well, I don't know if that's true. We'll have to see what the evidence is for these claims, but that's certainly interesting. I mean, look, he's a white knight. He's defending women. What else are you supposed to do, dude? Priority 1, establish a communist empire in the United States, okay? Priority 2, protect women from Vosch. I think the only thing you have to protect from Vosch is probably horses and short stack goblins. But hey, you never know. You never know. All right, I don't know all the Vosch lore, so maybe DJ Muel was justified here. He was doing the right thing.
In this case, there was a fallout between Professor Flowers and Vosch, and DJ Muel's reaction to that.
Talking with Professor Flowers about black nationalism in her video criticizing me. Is Professor Flowers a black nationalist? Vosch. Professor Flowers.
Not all white people are colonizers. You yourself acknowledged it's possible for a white person to live ethically in South Africa. So maybe we go below the surface level and we talk about the underlying issue, like colonization and the systemic problems that lead to that.
Dude, this seems like this is probably the worst conversation of all time, to be honest. This seems like this would probably be the worst conversation of all time to actually listen to. I don't think this would be productive to hear.
That was creating Vosch is not your ally. This was a big video for DJ Muel, getting 30,000 views and the attention of other creators. Watching it back, it's a piece of rubbish with nothing notable to comment on. He makes some pretty unfair claims against Vosch, but it's Vosch, so who really cares? And it is worth noting that Vosch has said the hard R during his content creation career. So despite the fact that Vosch is a short stack goblin horse enthusiast, he still mogs DJ Muel at almost every level. Next up,
I kind of want to hear what he had to say about Vosch. I'm going to try my best, okay? The thing is, I want to watch some of these guys' content to make fun of it, but the problem is that it's so bad. Vosch is not your ally.
Debate bros are proven again to be one of the worst things on the internet.
Wow.
If not the earth. If you're not on twitter.com or YouTube, which, oh god, I really wish I wasn't, then you won't know the drama that's going on this week. So, noted debate bro Vosch told JK...
I'm going to be honest here, DJ Muel. The breakcore soundtrack you're using here is a little bit distracting. You need to at least turn the volume down a little bit, okay?
Rolling, disgusting transphobe, terrible author, and general piece of that women need to shut up and start apologizing. I was just looking for screenshots of tweets to put in this video.
Women be quieter and start apologizing challenge, dude. Based. What the hell? I love Vosch now.
And I just realized that Vosch also made this joke, in quotes, on International Women's Day.
Oh my god, dude. The most important holiday of all. Dude, he made this joke on International Women's Day? What the... I mean, that's just disgusting, dude. That's foul. Cancel this right now.
Misogynistic joke.
Bro looks like soy Play-Doh. Yeah, I see that.
On International Women's Day. Banger, chief. Now, you are...
What was that one? TM, what was that?
On International Women's Day. Banger.
Vosch said, the way I see it, the age of consent exists out of respect for the numerous power imbalances older people have over younger people. As those imbalances, or at least some of them, are redressed through the advent of socialism, the age of consent should therefore be lowered. This must be ironic in some way. Come on, this has got to be trolling. This has got to be meta-irony. Vosch wouldn't say this, dude, not Vosch. Vosch wouldn't say this unironically, all right? This is meta-irony. This is a joke. He's being slandered, all right? I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. You know, personally, he's serious. Dude, I don't want to hear this Vosch slander in my chat, frankly, okay? I don't want to hear this Vosch slander in my chat. Vosch is a god. He's a communist god, okay? Not my precious Vosch. Not my precious Vosch. Leave him alone. Leave him alone, dude.
A chief? Now, you already know why that's bad. If you don't know why that's bad, holy you got some work to do. But
we've all got some work to do. We've all got some work to do.
But this is extra bad because when you dive into trying to say that you are defending trans people by playing into the turf rhetoric that trans rights activists are basically just out to silence women, you are defeating the point of...
Dude, I'm sorry, I can't watch this guy. I tried my best. I can't. I just can't. The videos are just so boring. Like, how come the weirdest people, like, usually when you find somebody who's like really weird or like a freak, they'll make like good art. Like, but I'm starting to realize that that's actually not the case. People who are weird freaks don't make good art. 1% of the time they do, and you just remember them. But the majority of weird freaks are just this guy who makes like the most boring content of all time, and you can't even listen to it. You can't even sit through it whatsoever. Okay, the music's way too loud. It's way too fast. He's sitting with a green screen with a pile of garbage in the back. The visuals are uninteresting. They're boring. Like, you can't watch this, dude. You can't watch this trash. Like, notice how Liquid Sonic doesn't even use his face, and his video is 10 times more engaging and interesting to watch than DJ Muel.
Up we have why Dave Rubin pick me gays suck, and there's a comment here from genius revolutionary F.D Signifier saying the cringe is strong, and I like to imagine that is actually a little dig at DJ Muel here.
I don't know a lot about F.D Signifier, to be honest. I don't really know much about him. Oh, he's got a pretty big channel. I finally understand edgelords. The problem with black cops. How did Donald Trump actually win is bigger than Diddy. I'm what the culture feeling. Interesting. The gender wars are the problem. I mean, the videos, I would guess, given that they have a lot of views, are probably at the very least well made. Even if you don't agree with what he's saying, they're probably like decent video essays by all standards. But I haven't really watched any of his videos, to be honest. I don't know much about them. I think I have seen some of this video. I finally understand edgelords. I think I listened to half an hour of it or so, but I don't know that I was totally paying attention or locked in, so I can't really comment on how good it was. Snow, thanks for the dono, dude. He's the dude who tried to make Destiny donate to us just to talk with him. Oh, yeah, and then what, Destiny ended up donating to the police station or something? Yeah, I do remember that, actually. All right, call back.
From marriages between a man and a woman to this in just a few years. To PragerU.
Marriage is a union between two people. Not very Christian, eh? Jenny's very cool. What a cool person, Jenny.
He reads off so many tweets. This actually could be a Twitter versus Dave Rubin video. So I've changed my mind. Maybe this one's based.
One of the saddest things about people like Dave Rubin is that I don't think they'll ever experience the true joy and happiness that you can get from being part of activism that fights for your community.
I love the way this guy is giving this really heartfelt, deep monologue with drum and bass blaring in the background, wearing a big chain link necklace. And
I do find Dave Rubin to be an insufferable grifter cringe lord, though, to be clear. Dave Rubin is... I've never heard him say anything astute that he didn't rip from someone else. And then he got exposed for, like, taking money from the Russian government. So, to be honest, I'm not really partial to Dave Rubin. The worst crime he's done is boring. And second worst of all, he took money from the Kremlin. Can I get a $5 impersonation? It gives me the will to go on. $5? Not even $5, Kate? $4.99? You don't have a $5.01 to give to me? It's disgusting.
And his music taste isn't bad, to be fair, but I wanted to play this MIDI version of Glory, Glory, Hallelujah for my background, but it would mean every time I cut in, it would be like this.
This is fire, though. Yeah,
don't forget
dude.
to check out some of my more long-form content as well, and then hopefully we can get me to the watch time that I need in order to make my channel monetizable.
Dude, this is just, it's so insane when these guys beg people to watch their videos so they have the watch time to be monetizable on YouTube. Like, do you not realize that if you just make content that people want to see, people will watch it enough that you will get monetized on YouTube, right? Like, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Morning, Tom. Damn, it is too early. It is kind of early, but good morning. Like, so obviously I have like a relatively good size audience that I can pull from. So like, if I want to get a channel monetized, I can get some help from it to be like, yo, everybody go check out this channel, you know, watch it. If you like the content, you know, whatever. But the real thing is like the content in the channel wouldn't get monetized. If it did get monetized, it wouldn't succeed if people weren't watching it, right? So like on the live channel that we're streaming on right now, right? This channel I think took like a month to get approved for monetization, maybe less than that. And it was because I was just consistently posting content that I thought people would want to see, right? And that's all there is to it. I didn't have to beg people. The thing that the audience hates more than anything is when you beg them and you act entitled to their attention, entitled to their time, entitled to their views, right? If you just make content that people want to see, they will watch it. And then you will get attention on YouTube, right? It's as simple as that. It's not going to be this like extremely difficult thing where you like, oh, like what Xanderhal says, where he's like, dude, YouTube is punishing small breadtubers. Okay, YouTube's punishing small lefty channels. YouTube hates us. It's like they actually don't. They actually don't hate you whatsoever, dude. You're just bad at making videos, so people don't want to watch it, so you don't make money. It's that simple.
Get the watch time up. We need DJ Muel making that AdSense revenue.
But I want to keep this content as ad-free as possible for you lot.
Oh, he doesn't want ads. Then why was he asking for them?
So with that in mind, please don't hesitate to support me on Patreon.
If we look on his Patreon though, you can be a goblin, a possum, an enlightened socialist, and an anti-fascist super soldier. Just
imagine paying this guy $40 a month. What kind of person is spending money on this guy's channel, dude? I assume there's like 3 patrons, but what kind of person is actually paying $7 to get your name credits in each DJ Muel video where he barely even posts?
An enlightened socialist, and an anti-fascist super soldier, just for giving him a certain amount of money a month. And he's at $200 on his Patreon. Not bad, but this guy's only made 2 videos this year. Why would anyone pay for this?
Yeah, I wonder why he doesn't have a bunch of patrons. Guys, I'm not making money on YouTube. Oh, you uploaded 3 times in a year, in 1 calendar year? I wonder why. Like, and I know these videos are like kind of long. Like this one's 24 minutes, this one's 47 minutes, this one's an hour and 10. But I highly doubt that they're good enough that it could have taken him longer than like a couple weeks at most to make each of them, right? When I was making content on my own, it was just me. I had no team. I could pump out a 40-minute video in 2 weeks, I would say. 2 weeks from front to back, while I was also running the Tom Dark channel. Now, maybe their content is so much better and of so much higher quality that, like, there's literally no way that I could ever hold a candle to what they're doing. But I highly doubt that's the case. This is already after he said he slowed his upload because he wasn't making enough money. Wow, dude. Poor fella.
Just on a little aside, the character Sophie from Mars that we've looked at, they have a Patreon, and they also have an Antifa Super Soldier tier too. But they are making $1,900 a month, and they've...
Sophie from Mars? Dude, this is such a dark rabbit hole on YouTube. There's so many of these people. There's so many of these little goblins. Does she have a big channel? 100K, wow. 100,000 subs, dude. What's her most popular video? Conspiracy on the Left, Sophie from Mars. What a thumbnail. Interpreting superheroes as monsters. Monster men. Oh, she's calling out Superman, dude.
Welcome to my ongoing series, Monster Men, where we talk about why we tell monster stories and what they mean. Last time we talked about serial killer fiction, which is a pretty dark topic. It's pretty heavy. I actually had several friends drop out of collaborating on that video because of how grim the subject matter is, and I don't blame them. That's fair. But today we're going to talk about a much more light-hearted topic. Superheroes.
The idea that Hulk, the ultimate I'm angry symbol, being used as pro-protest, anti-capitalist superhero just makes you smile like I would never know. Wow, dude. Beautiful. You know, as a comic book, I'm not really a comic book fan, but I do like some comic book movies. As we all know, I'm somewhat of a soy guy, okay? The one criticism I will agree with these people on, people like this, is that I do prefer Matt Reeves' Batman to Chris Nolan's Batman. Not for the purpose of anti-capitalism necessarily, but I will say that, you know, in The Dark Knight, you know, Batman basically recreating the Patriot Act to surveil all citizens of Gotham. I think, you know, it's an interesting movie, but I definitely prefer Matt Reeves' interpretation a little bit more. I'll say that much, okay? I prefer that a little bit more. I've been thinking recently, I got to find the time for it. I don't know how I'd fit it in right now, but I'll figure it out at some point if it becomes a big enough thing that I want to do. I've been watching through all of the Batman movies and animated Batman movies and shows, and I think I'll probably start doing a series where I review every single live-action Batman movie at some point. I will put on the soy, turn on the nerd glasses, okay? I do love Robert Pattinson. I do love that. So at some point I will do that, to be honest. That is the thing that I'm probably going to be doing. I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, but it will happen, okay?
Released 2 videos this year. They do write some articles for their Patreon. I'm not paying for it, so I can't see how long they are. But they go multiple months at a time doing nothing apart from the Red Planet podcast, which has its own Patreon, and they spend their time on that ebegging.
I'm making no secret that I have been struggling a lot in the last few months, really worried about being able to keep my home, being able to afford my rent, being able to afford HRT and food and bills. So please check out my Patreon.
Get a job, dude. Just get a job. Stop crying on the internet about not being able to afford your hormones. Okay? Get a job. You're not entitled to make money on the internet. Send in a McDonald's application. Or you're probably educated. You probably have a college degree. Get a normal job until you can pay for YouTube full time, all right? Don't cry about it to Kira Chats and DJ Muel.
Or give me money directly through Linktree. Would appreciate either of those. If you want to help me out, I would really appreciate it. Friends are helping me buy groceries and HRT at the moment, and my birthday is also coming up. That would be nice.
And I just want to say, way to go, Sophie. Tricking these people out of their money and getting paid to do absolutely nothing. I've got to respect it. And the people can feel good because you know they're funding her to get another pack of cigarettes, maybe.
Difficult to articulate what I want to say personally here. This is maybe a strange thing to say about a woman whose cigarette burns you're still healing from. But I can't make myself hate Sophie. I don't want to destroy her career, but there has to be a warning. After the day she gave me those burns, I spoke to her about it privately, and she was very contrite and insisted it was just me and a one-time thing. And I felt a bit managed. And the second I pulled on that thread, I found how many times this pattern had worked itself out. This person is claiming that Sophie from Mars put out a cigarette on their arm, like the dad in the Breakfast Club. What? What? I don't know if this is real. I have no idea if there's any reality to this. This is an allegation I have no proof for, so take that with a grain of salt. Okay? Do not just instantly believe, don't believe all women. Believe some women, the ones who are telling the truth. But this is crazy, dude. This is nuts.
And there are 2 creators that I want to shout out for you to go and check out. Go and check out Samantha Lux's video on Blair White.
Oh yeah, who's that?
I don't know if it was like some sort of internalized misogyny that I had or something that was telling me like, no, you need like a boyfriend to do these things with. You can't do them by yourself. That's so weird. That's so cringe.
Nope. And with this
internalized misogyny, bruh. We're just I shouldn't be here. I don't belong here, okay? I don't belong on this side of things. I'm starting to just get sick of even covering these Breadtube guys because this is just not a place where I belong. I feel like I'm peering into a world that I shouldn't be privy to, that I wasn't meant to see. And frankly, wasn't meant to be seen by the outside world. It was meant to be seen by like a very small demographic of a few 100,000 people. On the high end, on the low end, maybe 18,000 people who wanted to see why kink belongs at Pride, okay? The kind of person that's watching this is not a person that I'm going to have like a good friendly interaction with. You know, normally I like, when I make a video about someone, a lot of the time, I could probably imagine that I could potentially get along with them in some world, bar a few examples where there's some kind of like evil sex criminal, right? But with this kind of thing, like this kind of, this isn't like a sex crime, but, it kind of fits into that category of I can't imagine meeting this person in real life and being able to like have a ginger ale with them and get along in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like I personally can't imagine that. I personally can't imagine some way where I will really get along with this kind of individual,
This video, the oversharing is strong. I can tell you, I regret watching this one. It made me very uncomfortable. I do feel bad for bringing this up, okay? But he does say in this video that it's capitalism's fault for him being when he was young. He also blames capitalism.
No? What? Okay. I've never heard someone say something like that. Like I always say with these Breadtube guys, just when you think it's crazy, it can get crazier. It can go to a different route. Something you think you could never conceive in your wildest dreams that somebody would say that it's capitalism's fault that they got raped. I don't know if this guy said that, to be clear. I don't know if he said that. This is what Liquid Sonic is saying. I'll kind of take his word for it, but you're not going to hear that every day.
For his videos not doing well.
So remember a couple of weeks ago where in my worst performing video, thank you YouTube algorithm.
Okay. It is not the YouTube algorithm. It is you have a thumbnail, dude. Look at this thumbnail. This thumbnail sucks. This thumbnail is horrible, okay? You've got some symbol over here with text you can't even read. You've got some random dude over here. Maybe this is a recognizable person to someone. I don't know that he is. He doesn't look particularly recognizable to me. You have two colors being red and black in the background. Unions, why are they so important, is the title. This is not a particularly enticing title. This is definitely not the first video made about unions and why unions are a good thing or why they're important. So this is not the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm is not some mysterious, crazy thing where it's just like picking randomly what video succeeds. No, you make a good thumbnail, people want to click on it, succeeds. That's it. Now, obviously, if H-Bomber Guy made this video with the same thumbnail and title, it would do well. But that's not because of the algorithm, okay? It's because he already has a pre-established audience that will watch anything he makes. You do not. You are a nobody.
A couple of weeks ago where in my worst performing video, thank you YouTube algorithm, definitely not controlled by neoliberal capitalism, definitely nothing to do with that.
And in this video, he claims that Twitch is...
I'm sorry. Wait. I need to replay that.
The worst performing video, thank you YouTube algorithm, definitely not controlled by neoliberal capitalism, definitely nothing to do with that.
How conspiratorial do you have to be to think that your YouTube videos are performing poorly because YouTube is trying to punish you for making videos about unions? How do you, if you believe that, how do you explain the myriad of other Breadtubers who are extremely popular and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, if not millions sometimes a year, right? How do you explain like ContraPoints being extremely popular, H-Bomber Guy being extremely popular, or any of the other hundreds of video SIS who have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers who make a good amount of income and have videos that are very successful? How do you explain that? How can you possibly explain that, right? It's just complete cope. It's complete cope. You think you're being punished because you're a lefty, but in reality, you're being punished because you are you. And no matter how much you do to try and change that, you will not be able to because you're bad at making videos.
And in this video, he claims that Twitch is supporting fascism. And what reasoning do you think DJ Muel came up with for that?
But I do just want to point out how capitalism, as it always does, is enabling these fascists to exist within our communities.
And here's that curious little trend again. Muel actually explains that this conversation about how it's hard to be a Twitch streamer with this woman that he really likes came before this video that you can see here. He actually just uploaded them out of order. So the cycle of pain continues, and he makes another awful video to try to help a lady that he thinks is very nice.
So not only are we erasing the word incel, which is an important word to be able to use, by the way, because...
True. How else are we supposed to self-identify on Twitch, dude? How else am I supposed to name myself? Like, my identity is being erased, right? People can talk about how they're activists, how they're gay, how they're straight, but I can't say that I'm an incel, apparently. I'm just nothing, okay? I mean, I literally mean nothing to Twitch. My identity is being infringed on. Thank you, DJ Muel, for finally being the one to say it, okay? Sam for 5, thank you, says, anything I don't like is capitalism. Anything I like is communism. Successful creators are fake. I'm the only real commie. I think that's true, dude. Thank you, Zero the Hero, for the 5 as well. $5?
Incels are literally terrorists.
This clip's one I particularly like.
Incels are literally I don't think they are. I mean, this is like saying, like, communists are literally terrorists. Like, some of them are. A small amount of them are. But the majority of them are not. They're just like freaks online. The majority of incels, quote unquote, on the internet are literally just people who do not get pussy. The majority of communists are also people who don't get pussy unless it's in some kind of freaky polycule. But they're not terrorists.
And then how did he leave this in?
And using simp as an insult was actually a good move, to be honest, but it kind of has weird connotations as well. Because if we're going to ban the word incel, then what's the point in banning the word simp as an insult? Because if we're banning the word incel, then what kind of good graces do they think they're getting themselves into if they ban the word simp as an insult?
Well, is it possible that Twitch wasn't doing this out of some kind of ideological thing, but instead they were doing it because they're pussies who just do whatever the biggest streamers want them to do? Is that possible in any world? Could you imagine that being the case? That Twitch is actually not banning the use of a certain word to cater to you, specifically DJ Muel, okay? Instead, it's because they're kowtowing to what Pokimane wants them to do. Have you dilated today? I've been dilating this entire stream, brother.
Insult.
Bro just straight talking. He's actually not a big offender for this. He does tend to craft thoughts and put them out there. I know that's a low bar, but other creators can't seem to do that. In this part, he brings up Vosch again.
Yeah, that's right. White man, Hassan Abi, and also white man, Ian. That's right, that guy.
But notice he doesn't call him Vosch. He's taken to calling him Ian. And this isn't some petty attempt at doxing or anything like that. It's because him and his friends have figured out that the name Vosch is racist.
And just a side note, from now on, I'm just going to call Vosch Ian. I learned that the name Vosch is a black fascist female character that he invented. And needless to say, I feel really uncomfortable about...
Is that true? Is Vosch a black fascist female character that he invented? New lore drop. Where did the name Vosch come from? This is his original character? I see here, r/Vosch 5 years ago. It means wash your hands is the top result. Let's see here. Vosch is a long and well thought out story about a woman named Wackenade Vaucanadu. Okay. Vaucanadu, and has always told me her anglicized nickname will be Vosch. He thought it sounded cool, so he went with it. I don't know about Trigun's Vosch when he made it, so it's just a funny coincidence. One guy says William von Vosch, who was born in 1715, dead in 1812, was a famous German philosophy professor in the University of Berlin. After his forced retirement for abducting children and his fascination with horses, he coined the infamous phrase, how do I even read this? What is this? He has some German text here. I got to put this into the translator. German to English. Let's see what we get. So this guy listed a quote from this fake historical figure, and when I put it in Google Translate, this is what I got, bruh. Okay, dude. There you go, dude. I don't know. I couldn't find a straight answer for the truth, dude.
saying that name now, so we're going with Ian.
The normal human reaction to Vosch should be feeling uncomfortable, so I'll at least give her that. But why do these people care so much about a name? I had a little look to see if I could find anything else about Vosch's origin story, and the only thing I could find was this Reddit post reading, Vosch had a long and well thought out story about a woman named Volkanida and said that the anglicized version of the character's name would be Vosch. I'm not sure if this is a roleplay thing or a fiction that he's written, but if there is any old fantasy media that Vosch has created, I'd love to see it. But back to DJ Muel. Around this time, I don't think he was doing too well, because the ebegging starts to become real.
And of course, as you know, I do like to give people a call to action that isn't just liking and commenting and subscribing and joining my Patreon. Although all that stuff is very, very good and I do need money, please give me money.
Get a job. Get a job, dude. Instead of sitting on your ass making YouTube videos all day, get a job. You don't look particularly disabled from what I can tell. I could be wrong. Maybe you've got a Jake Doolittle knees thing going on, but just get a job, dude. Work. Send in those applications, all right? Put the fries in the bag. It's not that bad.
Holy shit, I need to survive. It's hard out here. Be cool and nice to each other, and it's fun, and everyone on the panel is hot. Look at us. We are extremely...
Everyone on the panel is hot. Oh, dude. I could not agree more. Couldn't agree more. 4 beautiful queens.
He's sexy.
But briefly, things are going to start to look up for DJ Muel because he dropped another hit piece. This time
dude's
on
having fun.
Xanderhal. If you aren't aware of who Xanderhal is, he is like a pathetic child version of Vosch.
He's the GOAT. I actually saw Xanderhal may have... If you guys saw my Xanderhal video, I gave him some thumbnail advice, all right? Give some thumbnail advice. I saw a few of his videos were actually starting to pop off on the tube, all right? Now and then he's got one popping off, doing well. This one did a little better, okay? What if all his has lost his mind? Still a thumbnail, but slightly better, okay? He did have this one video. They got like 100K views about Fuentes, I think. Oh, look at this. 27K, 48K, 28K, 57K, dude. He had a little pop-off era here, all right? 2 weeks ago, he had a couple days where he was hitting it. He was absolutely hitting it. Thank you, Josh Trewartha, for becoming a member, buddy. You're only giving people advice so they donate to your charity, Tom. That's true. That's true. And the charity is known as my bank account, which is a very, noble cause, and I am going to buy more Lego sets with it at some point, so let it be known.
Making a hit piece on Xanderhal is like shooting fish in a barrel. But unfortunately for DJ Muel, he unloaded a full warehouse of clips into the barrel and didn't hit a single shot.
Just grab a nice drink, some snackies, maybe play your favorite Vibby game while you're watching this video, and we're going to get into it.
This is absolutely vile stuff. He spends a long time going after Xanderhal for not being left-wing enough.
We understand that the most important thing to do, especially nowadays, is to organize, create instances of direct action and mutual aid in order to remove dependence on the state, build dual power, and eventually sever all ties with those who claim to govern us. This is the way.
This is the way, Xanderhal. You must say the things that I want you to say, or else you are my enemy, and I will make a hit piece on you.
I will say, it is somewhat cringe the way that a lot of these like lefty guys, they talk about activism a lot and how important it is, and then never actually do any activism. Like they talk about how important it is to take political action, and then instead of going to a protest, they just like make video essays telling other people to do it. So it is nice to see when somebody, DJ Muel, to give him a little bit of credit, is asking for a little bit of pushback, dude. A little bit of pushback. Oh, would you look at that, dude? How beautiful. Arch, the guy who slandered Nick at 30, he got monetized, dude. He got monetized off the controversy. Congratulations, buddy. W.
But for real though, unless you're preaching this mutual aid communism stuff, you are the enemy to this guy. He makes this weird claim about Joe Rogan, and then says that he deserves to be deplatformed.
He's a stoner that sits there and goes,
"Hey, you ever seen a chimp pilot a jet on DMT?"
Not fun.
That's cool. That's cool, though. That's the content I want to see. I would much rather watch Joe Rogan any day of the week than this guy. And I don't particularly love every episode of Joe Rogan, but undoubtedly he has interesting guests. Sometimes he gives interesting commentary or insights, and he is somewhat funny on his podcast. And stand-up, not very funny, but on his podcast, there's some funny moments, okay? Like one single clip of Joe Rogan talking about monkeys. This video here.
We put like a monetary value on actual life itself. Wow. It's just such a strange concept.
Yeah.
Did you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
No.
Holy shit, Jamie, pull that video.
Dude, this clip with 5.9 million views is infinitely better than anything DJ Muel has ever done, okay? This is fire. This is a great video, okay? This is way better than anything DJ Muel has literally ever done in his entire life. DJ Muel, any video essay he makes will pale in comparison to that one clip of Joe Rogan, or this one.
We think it's okay to look at a wild animal in its eyes. That's how stupid we are.
Me.
Hi.
It's a challenge.
We're cool. We're cool, man. We're from National Geographic Society. We just come to make sure your baby's okay. Fuck. 800 pound silverback bursting through the trees.
Oh, fuck off, dude. He got me. I hate this guy. How did he get me, dude? You're kidding. Dude. Where's the one where Joe Rogan talks about how apes rip off your feet and your ass? Have you guys seen that one? That's one of the best ones, I would say. Is it this one?
These are lame in general, though, man. When's the last time I went to the zoo? I went to San Diego Zoo. That line was pissing on everybody.
Dude. Chimps were everywhere, and they had full freedom, the way people do.
Love that.
Serious problem. It would be chaos. You wouldn't be able to leave your house. If there was as many chimps as there were people, you would never be able to get to your car. They would mug you every chance they got. They would rip your feet off and your ass.
Why did he think about that? Why did he think about ripping off feet and their ass? He thinks a monkey automatically thinks that. This guy's awesome, dude. This guy rocks. This is greater than anything that Thought Slime or Liquid Sonic has ever done. This 1 minute long clip of him talking about monkeys ruling the world is better than anything any of these Breadtubers will ever do.
Funny.
And if he's irresponsible at platforming people, why then should he keep his platform?
And there's the raised eyebrow again. Always a good look. Joe Rogan is a complete idiot, but calling for him to be deplatformed is crazy. If these people got in power, they'd ban like 50% of media. And then he goes on to say this.
I think the good thing about it, though, is that they're so unentertaining and boring that they'll never actually get in power. The way that you get into power in this way is to be like funny and entertaining and get a big audience. Like Joe Rogan, if he wanted to go on a schizo arc and get a bunch of people banned on YouTube, he could probably get away with it for like a week before he like torched his entire career, right? He would have the opportunity. DJ Muel will never have that opportunity. None of these Breadtube individuals will never have that opportunity. They will always be at the bottom.
One of the funniest and most telling things about this video in particular is that Xanderhal is sat there in a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. You know, Shadow the Hedgehog, the ambivalent, cool, and edgy character from the Sonic the Hedgehog series that doesn't really care about good or evil. He's too cool for that. Whilst Xanderhal is sat there being ambivalent and edgy and not really caring about good or...
Dude, he wore Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. The one good thing this kid has ever done. The one good thing Xanderhal has ever done, dude. This guy. Shadow the Hedgehog is fascist propaganda, as we know. Guys, I'm working on a new video essay before I do the Batman reviews. It's going to be titled, Oops, Sonic did a fascism. And it will be beautiful and bass, dude.
Or evil.
And this is cool. This is cool, okay? Somehow DJ Muel finds the one cool thing that Xanderhal has ever done and uses that in a hit piece against him. Do you want to be Shadow the Hedgehog or do you want to be DJ Muel? Because I know my answer to that.
It's actually cool to be biased against things that are bad. Also, it's one letter away from based.
After the weird, not
the word base is just ruined. Once again, a while ago on stream, I made this claim and I never really followed through on it, where instead of saying base, we have to say based on. And we're gonna follow through with that because the term base has been co-opted by individuals that you would never want to be in a room with, and let alone smell their aura, their scent, okay, their lack of swag. So we're saying based on now. Based on. Okay? Oh, that's so based on, dude. That's so based on.
Left-wing enough shaming. He brings up Sophie from Mars, a woman content creator that Mr. Muel here knows and really likes, that Xanderhal has been smack talking, and he feels the need to set the record straight on. Why does that sound familiar? Hey, I just had an awesome conversation with a woman on my podcast. Maybe if I can do a communist video essay to smite her enemies, she'll know I'm the one. So Muel is friends with Sophie from Mars, who's friends with Thought Slime, who tried to cancel Xanderhal for kicking someone out of his online Gooner harem. DJ Muel totally runs with this and tries to frame Xanderhal as the bad guy for sticking up for himself when Xander's the one getting slandered by Sophie in this situation. Maybe I got some of that wrong, who cares? And we've got a new concept to learn. Sanist language.
Xanderhal also uses a sanist term here in the...
Sanist? As in, like, he... So it's like, okay. So, let me guess. Xanderhal calls people crazy or lunatics, which is bad, because even insane people or people who don't have their full mental faculties are not lesser than people who are sane. Therefore, he's being sanist, like S-A-N-I-S-T, like racist, sanist, ableist, sanist. I assume that's what's going on here.
The beginning of his video, the word in itself is widely regarded as a word that should never be used in any context. It's the shortening of schizophrenic.
The arbiter of...
Oh, yeah, dude! They're all like this. Why are they all like this? You can't say the term schizo out loud. It's sanist, dude. You can't say schizo, you can't say lunatic, you can't say crazy, you can't say dumb. The only term you can use is racist or sanist, okay? These are the only insults you can use. Looniphobia is a big problem, Tom. I'm incredibly disappointed in you. Sniffles, please do better. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... I didn't mean to weigh in on the Arkham Asylum allegations, all right? I didn't mean to make it seem like, you know... I was using a lot of sanist terms about the Riddler, Joker, Mad Hatter. I was throwing them out there, and that is foul. That is foul, all right? I'm just gonna become critical with the Batman references at this point. I'm just gonna become critical. That's me now. I am him.
Of all things moral, has now decided you cannot call people schizo anymore. So let's nip that one in the bud, guys. It's making DJ Muel very...
Why'd you repeat this clip like he's ferociously beating his butthole?
Upset. And here he's gonna blame mental illnesses on, you guessed it.
Now, as an ADHD, OCD, and anxiety-having boy and big...
Ah! Shut up! Stop crying, dude! All you people do is weep and moan and bitch. All you do is cry. Nothing's ever your fault. He's using sanest terms. As a guy with ADHD myself, as a guy who personally has ADHD and has been suffering with attention deficit issues my entire life. Stop crying, bro. Good morning, Turkish Thomas. Time to go to work. Have fun at work, bro. 9:30 a.m.
Advocate for mental health awareness, what I like to try and remind people as often as I can is that pretty much everybody has mental health issues. It's kind of part and parcel of living under capitalism.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you disagree, you're a sanist, dude. If only capitalism went away, there would be no more schizophrenic people diagnosed, official people, okay? Nobody would have mental illness. Nobody would have depression. Okay, if capitalism didn't exist, everybody would be happy. We know it. We know it. Or at least they'd be more happy, as we all know, okay? If all you people didn't have jobs, you would also not need SSRIs, as we all know. You'd be happy. You'd be able to sit in your goon cave all day, making Breadtube video essays, having polyamorous sex with Sophie from Mars and those kind of people. You would be having a good day, okay? Let it be known.
And then DJ Muel goes on to his next point for why Xander's a bad guy. In this situation, Xanderhal has slighted one of DJ Muel's female friends that he really likes. And DJ Muel feels the need to protect this female friend, and he's gonna set the record straight. This time, it's because Xanderhal has been talking smack on Bad Bunny, aka Kira Chats. If you don't know who that is, I just made a video about her where you can get a pretty good idea of her character arc throughout her career. In this segment, it turns out Xanderhal didn't really say anything bad about her aside from a little bit of petty talking. And that fuels the Mule to go on for ages kissing Bad Bunny's ass. It is truly pathetic.
I've been in hours and hours of Discord calls with her, personal calls, meetings, DMs, and she is one of the sweetest, most lovely people that you could ever meet.
Wow, dude, thank God. You personally know someone, therefore they're a good person. I mean, you spent hours and hours on Discord and Reddit with them, dude. Yes, that is the $5 a month girl. That is the same girl. You guys know her. You love her, okay? She's based, and frankly, I will be giving her $5. $5 foot long.
$5 a month.
Fire, dude. Straight fire. She's our queen. W early stream. Thank you for the dono, Nicole.
I mean, come on, people. You can clearly see that this is absurd and has no basis in reality. It is simply the systematic destruction of a woman on the internet simply because she chose to be outspoken and make political content.
Dude, he says that, and then we get to this screenshot. We got Keppels, great person. Conquest of Dread, don't know a lot about him. DJ Muel, the GOAT. Bad Bunny, $5, Queen. Sophie from Mars, Queeness, Goddess, descended from the gods, okay? Daughter of Aphrodite and Zeus, okay? Here, we've got a lot of high intellect here. These people are all demigods, okay? These people are all demigods. This is a beautiful blunt rotation, and if you don't like it, listen, if you don't like this, you're a racist, all right? I shouldn't even be on the screen here, okay? I shouldn't be here. The chat shouldn't be here. We should all be making way for this beautiful collection of individuals to speak their freaking mind. All right.
Just to sidetrack again, regarding Bad Bunny, on this episode of the Red Planet podcast, where they talk about DIY HRT with Keffels nonetheless, I found
Saduk A in chat. $5? You only have $5? Thank you for the 10, Maury. Appreciate it. Hi, Tom. Been a while since I've been on the stream. Hope you have a good morning. Thank you. I am. Hope you guys are having a good morning as well. You only have $5?
This clip, which is just so incredibly awkward for me.
Advocate for it, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna use she, her.
Right.
Yeah.
That sucks. But I get it.
Yeah, it does suck.
Yeah. I just consider toying around with they, them just to see. And I'm like, but I don't know if I have it in me to like fight that fight and like, you know what I mean? So it's,
And regarding the topic,
dude, just having a podcast where you talk about what pronoun you're thinking about being that day. This is literally the meme where she's like, yeah, I've thought about maybe being a they, them, but, you know, I just don't know if I want to fight that fight and deal with it. But, you know, definitely considered it and thought about it, you know. This is a real podcast that exists on YouTube. This is a real group of people that are, by the way, all legal adults. Most of them, I think, probably 30, close to 30, or even above 30, who are talking about this, dude. This is a beautiful thing. What a thrilling conversation on the most important topic of our time.
Topic of this video, I've got to give props to this commenter saying, well, there's no way this could backfire whatsoever. Back to DJ Muel, and he's criticizing Xanderhal for cutting out his drug.
By the way, none of these people have ever said anything negative about Keffels in any way. None of them will ever criticize Keffels in any meaningful manner. As soon as that Mudahar video came out back in the day, they just called it transphobic, and that was all they had to say about Keffels' disgusting behavior. It's fire, dude.
Ex-girlfriend that would steal from him regularly. And dear God, this is just the worst hit piece ever. It's worse than I remembered. There are times I think that he is delusional, obviously.
Thank you for the dono,
and he's
Abigail.
fun to laugh at, but maybe he's not a bad...
The non-profit is now officially funded, all right? It is a non-profit in the way that none of you will profit from the donations you give me, only I will. But I do appreciate you letting me profit from your non-profit in a sense.
Guy, at least he thinks that he's coming from a good place doing this.
One thing I've learned from my time as a leftist and doing actual activism out in the real world.
Actual activism, all right? This guy's an actual activist. You guys are not, okay? The other video essayist like Vosch, he is not. Or he's not a video essayist. He's a streamer debate bro, okay? But he is not doing actual activism. This guy is, though. This guy's doing it, all right? Actual activism, let it be known. He's in the real world. You guys are in the fake world. He's not an internet person.
But watching through this video, it starts to dawn on you that this guy is just a complete asshole.
To consider the relationship over the second that your partner does something that you don't like is so weak, dude. Like, you utter waste man.
It's so weak.
You utter waste man? He's making a video, like, exposing someone for breaking up with someone else? What? I mean, it's not really for you to decide what they choose to break up with their partner over.
Dude, you utter waste man. Oh. Okay, and this is the best DJ Muel capitalism moment coming up. It's brilliant.
And this next bit, just ew.
Just ew. Oh, God. Okay, it's coming.
She would constantly use my card to order Grubhub and Uber Eats to places she was cleaning for lunch instead of packing some of the fresh food that she had bought that was in our fridge and going bad. She would also constantly leave half-eaten food just sitting on the counter to go bad. She wouldn't even bother just throwing it in the fridge to let it be good for later.
I can't stand people who call themselves leftists and do not understand that people do not want to do reproductive labor. Like, cooking is a whole arse thing, dude. Lots of people get Uber Eats. I'm gonna be getting an Uber Eat after I've recorded this video.
Reproductive labor? Isn't it just, like, financially advantageous to cook your own food? Isn't that literally just, like, better? Cooking is reproductive labor? You're just such a loser. Reproductive labor? So your justification for being broke and spending all of your money on Uber Eats. Okay, your justification for that is that it's actually anti-capitalist to make food. Instead of paying Uber Eats, keep in mind, which is like perhaps the worst example of capitalism of all time, of like the worst example of convenience. Instead, you would rather... You would rather try to justify how cooking in your home, which is much more affordable than ordering food or paying anyone else, you'd rather try to justify how that is a bad thing? That's fire, dude. That's fire. This guy rocks, dude. This guy rocks. Insane in the membrane is very sanist and offensive, quite frankly, as someone with ADHD. I agree it is, dude. Frankly, I agree it is. Reproductive labor. I think this is like part of... when he says reproductive labor, I think he's like saying that if you're a girlfriend, you're expected to cook. You're like a trad wife, which is cringe or something. I think that's probably what it is. I think that's probably what he's trying to outline here, if I had to guess. Which, like, you know, if you're in a relationship and, you know, the both of you agree that the guy is not going to cook and the girl's going to cook, that's fine. Or vice versa, that's fine. But to, like, go out and make this some kind of, like, giant ideological thing and call it reproductive labor that's insane. I feel bad for this guy. He'll probably never date a girl who will cook for him. Poor fella.
Because I've got no energy to cook. He complains that all the food in the fridge would go bad.
You have no energy to cook? Well, just get the over it. Stand up. You have the energy to rant on your computer and cry all day. Find the energy within you to cook.
And I'm not being funny, man, but like, Xanderhal, have you never been in control of a fridge in your entire life? It happens all the time, because unfortunately capitalism doesn't allow us a lot of time to actually address things like that.
I can't cook for...
This is insane. This is actually insane. This is like the worst example of like internet sophistry, just masturbating yourself constantly, trying to justify the reason why they like didn't put something in the fridge or left the fridge open, calling cooking reproductive labor. Dude, you will be miserable forever. And at this point, you have nobody to feel bad for other than yourself.
For myself, and food's going moldy in my fridge because of capitalism. DJ Muel, this content creator that was struggling to make
You have to understand, capitalists genetically engineered the beef to go bad at a certain point in time, to go bad earlier, okay? Latino Luke, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate it, bro.
meat is spending his money on Uber Eats and weed. This is not the guy that anybody should be taking economic advice from. Okay, script, Berserk video. I'm not watching it because I might get spoiled on something that maybe I'll want to read at some point in my life. I don't know. There is a fun Child Logic video where he bullies the guy for not getting any views on it. There's a couple other boring ass, unwatchable videos here. They're rubbish. But in one of them, he begs because he has a cat.
Heading over to patreon.com/DJ Muel, that's DJ MUEL, and there are a bunch of different
The music's really loud here, by the way, Liquid Sonic. Turn that down.
Not bothered about me, then please consider the boy. The boy. Oh, boy, he's a stinking man. A smelly boy, singing my own. Even though I haven't been making videos about it, I have, as a lot of you probably already know about me, been touching a lot of this stuff.
Stop it, DJ Muel. Stop it. Stop it.
Dude, I love the guys who are constantly, like, reminding their audience how much grass they touch and how much of, like, real life they experience. They're like, dude, I haven't been making a lot of videos about it. I've just been touching, grass in real life, which is why I can't make videos. By the way, notice how I don't upload any videos? Please donate to me. Please give me money. I cannot get a job. I cannot get a job, dude. By the way, I have a cat. Please donate to me because of my cat, okay? I can't afford the animal that I chose to own, and that is your fault for not donating to me. Please give me money.
Go and get a job. Get a job. Get a job. Okay, I've chilled out. And I retract that last statement. I actually really would love Mr. Muel, to come back and make some more video essays. The Red Planet podcast is just too long and boring to watch, and his video essays are incredibly funny. So please, DJ Muel, I reckon 5 more videos and the communist revolution will be ready. You're right there. You're right there. 5 more videos. You can make one on death.
I would argue it's already over. I would argue the communist revolution has already been brought to fruition. It's been destroyed, and we now live in a post-capitalism era, so there's no need for DJ Muel anymore. But of course, if you do have money through capitalism or through other means, you should be giving that money to DJ Muel, undoubtedly. I think that would be a nice thing for you all to do. Please.
Destiny, Zionist, he's a bad guy. Good little hit piece for you there. Hassan, he's problematic. Easy content, he's big as well, it's going to get views. Maybe do one on Child Logic, that guy. Smash the Fash. He's a bad guy. Trust me, he's a really bad guy. So that would go very well for you if you made just do a hit piece on those 3 months, 3 hit pieces. Communist revolution. Let's do it.
I think one of the funniest and most telling things about this video in particular is that Xanderhal is sat there in a Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. Shadow the Hedgehog, the ambivalent, cool, and edgy character from the Sonic the Hedgehog series that doesn't really care about good or evil. He's too cool for that. Whilst Xanderhal is sat there being ambivalent and edgy and not really caring about good or evil because he's too cool for that.
Dude, that's a awesome edit. That's sick. Dude, literally. Literally. I think that's at this point I am getting a little bored of Breadtubers because they're all just the same. They're all just self-hating. They beg for money. They say one of them, each of them has some kind of unique sort of benign aspect of life that they have to apply some kind of ideological axiom to. So it's in this case, it's well, the reason why you shouldn't be criticizing your ex-girlfriend Xanderhal is because she doesn't want to do reproductive labor, right? Therefore, you're a shithead for breaking up with her or something. It's cool. It's good. I'm glad to see this happening in this way. And frankly, we need more Breadtubers. Okay, so I'm starting my Breadtube arc very, very soon. Very, 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 very soon. I just feel like these guys aren't doing a good enough job, and I could probably do it a little better. I could probably smash the fash. Unironically, I think it would take me a month to make a lot of money being a Breadtuber if I just looked up their talking points, read the Communist Manifesto, threw a bunch of schlock in together on like a Word document, and then like started watching Marvel movies and analyzing how somehow Captain America is a racist, fascist, cop bootlicker. I bet I could do it really well, to be honest.